You picked up your phone this morning before you even opened your eyes. You didn't decide to. It just happened. Your hand moved on its own. Your thumb was already swiping before your brain had a single conscious thought. And in that one moment, that tiny, half-asleep, totally ordinary moment, $1 billion machine had already won. This is not an accident. None of it is. Every scroll you make, every pause, every double tap, it is being read, measured, and fed back into a system designed with one single purpose: not to entertain you, not to connect you, to keep you exactly where you are, doing exactly what you are doing, for as long as physically possible. And the terrifying part? The people who built this system know more about your brain than you do. In the 1950s, a psychologist named B. F. Skinner put a rat in a box. The rat pressed a lever. Sometimes it got a food pellet. Sometimes it didn't. What Skinner discovered changed everything we know about behavior. The rat that received a reward every single time quickly stopped pressing the lever when the reward stopped. But the rat that received rewards randomly, unpredictably, kept pressing, and pressing, and pressing, long after the reward stopped coming at all. Skinner called it variable ratio reinforcement, the most addictive reward schedule ever discovered in the history of behavioral science. You recognize it. You feel it every time you pull down on your feed. Every time you refresh your inbox. Every time you open an app and wait, just half a second, for something new to appear. That pull to refresh gesture you do without thinking, it is a lever. You are the rat. And the food pellet is a like, a comment, a new post, a piece of content that makes you feel something, anything. The engineers who designed that gesture knew exactly what they were building. Asa Raskin, the man credited with inventing the infinite scroll, later said publicly that he had created something equivalent to a slot machine in everyone's pocket. He estimated it costs the world around 200,000 human hours of attention every single day. He said he was sorry, but sorry doesn't stop the machine. Here is what the machine does to your brain while you scroll. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic, planning, and decision-making, begins to quiet down. This is the part of you that would say, "Put the phone down. You have things to do." But as the content flows, as the images shift every few seconds, as the sounds and colors and faces and words fire in rapid succession, your brain shifts into a passive reception state. You stop thinking critically. You start absorbing. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman spent decades studying this phenomenon. He identified two systems inside your mind. System 1, fast, automatic, emotional, instinctive. System 2, slow, deliberate, rational, effortful. Scrolling is designed to keep you trapped entirely inside System 1. The moment you shift into System 2 and start questioning what you are looking at, the algorithm senses the hesitation and fires something more emotionally intense to drag you back. Outrage, fear, lust, humor, shock, wonder, disgust. Each one a hook, each one calculated to override your slower, wiser mind. This is not a metaphor. This is the literal engineering strategy called emotional hijacking, and it is baked into the content delivery system of every major platform. Now here is where it gets darker. The algorithm does not care what it shows you. It is not trying to make you happy. It is not trying to inform you. Research from the MIT Media Lab found that false news spreads 6 times faster on social media than true news. Not because people are stupid, because false news is almost always more emotionally extreme than true news. And emotional extremity keeps you scrolling longer. The algorithm learned this without being told, without a human programmer sitting there deciding to promote lies. The machine simply discovered that lies keep you on the platform more than the truth does. And so lies rose to the top. Your attention became the product, and your brain became the raw material. Leon Festinger, one of the most important social psychologists of the 20th century, identified something he called cognitive dissonance, the deeply uncomfortable feeling you get when the world does not match what you already believe. Here is the critical thing Festinger discovered. When people experience cognitive dissonance, they do not update their beliefs to fit reality. They seek out more information that confirms what they already believe. They scroll until they find it. The algorithm knows this too. Every time you linger on content that validates your existing worldview, every time you share something without reading it fully, every time you react with anger or fear, you are teaching the machine exactly what kind of bubble to build around you. Tighter, denser, more airtight, until the only world you see is a mirror of what you already thought. This is called the filter bubble, and you built it yourself without knowing you were doing it. But here is the deepest layer, the one that almost nobody talks about. It is not just what the algorithm shows you, it is how it changes you. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania ran a study where they asked participants to reduce their social media use to just 10 minutes per day per platform for 3 weeks. At the end of 3 weeks, participants reported significantly lower levels of depression, loneliness, and anxiety. Not marginally lower. Significantly lower. The effect size was comparable to therapy. What does that tell you? It tells you that what you are consuming every day is not neutral. It is not entertainment. It is not information. It is a chemical reaction happening inside your brain, altering your baseline mood, your perception of the world, your sense of self. And it is being triggered by a machine that does not have your well-being in its code, not even slightly. Robert Cialdini, whose research on influence and persuasion has been used by marketers, politicians, and tech companies for decades, identified social proof as one of the most powerful psychological drivers of human behavior. We look at what other people are doing to decide what is real, what is safe, what is worth our attention. A post with 1 million likes must be true. A video with 10 million views must be important. A belief shared by everyone in your feed must be correct. None of that is necessarily so, but your brain treats it as if it is, because your brain evolved in small tribes where social consensus was a reliable signal of reality. The algorithm weaponized that instinct. It shows you numbers, big, bold, impossible to ignore numbers. And your ancient brain says, if that many people responded, this must matter. And so you stop, and you watch, and you feel something. And the machine marks the moment, and it feeds you more of the same. And here is the thing. You cannot opt out by simply trying harder, by having more willpower, by being smarter or more aware. The system was not built by careless people. It was built by some of the most intelligent, psychologically sophisticated engineers in human history, armed with behavioral science, unlimited data about your specific patterns, and a financial incentive that rewards them every second you stay on screen. Willpower alone is not enough. You cannot outthink a machine that already knows what you are about to think. So what do? You change the environment, not your mind. This is the core insight. Behavioral economists call it choice architecture, the idea that the structure of your environment determines your behavior far more than your intentions do. You do not need more discipline. You need friction. Put your phone in another room when you sleep. Move the apps off your home screen and into folders so they require 2 extra taps to open. Delete the apps you consume most passively and access them only through a browser. Set your phone screen to grayscale. Removing color from the interface reduces the dopamine signal that makes the icons feel rewarding. These are not big changes. They are small structural shifts, but they break the automatic loop. They force System 2, your rational, deliberate mind, to come back online. And in that one extra second of friction, you get your choice back. The machine is powerful, but it only works when it is invisible. And now you can see it. So the next time your hand reaches for your phone before your eyes are even open, stop, just for one breath, and ask yourself, am I choosing this? Or is this choosing me? Because you picked up your phone this morning before you even opened your eyes. And now you know exactly why that happened, and exactly who designed it that way.